Welcome! I'm Boogerlicious. In this video, I'll be discussing some facts about the LGBTQIA+ community and the straight community, focusing on bisexuality. This kind of content on YouTube tends to fall low in the YouTube algorithm, so if you want topics like this to be in others' feeds, remember to like the video and of course share it with people in your life if you find it informative or interesting. Feel free as you watch to contribute to the conversation by commenting below as well. I appreciate you very much. In our Discord community, linked below if you'd like to join, we have a monthly creative challenge. It's on pause at the moment, but will reboot soon. People can participate not just by drawing or painting, but writing, body art, making an original meme, diorama, photo collage, taking a screenshot of a build in a video game that's inspired by the prompt, etc. The options are limitless. I made it open-ended so everyone could participate and express themselves in a creative way. Since the pandemic has taken such a toll on all of us, it felt like a great creative outlet. The prompt for November 2020 was Rainbow Change Friendship. Back then, I was coming to terms with my own sexuality. My makeup art interpretation had two layers. The first, that my relationship with myself has evolved with the support of some amazing friends of mine in the LGBTQIA+ community. I reflected on my struggles physically and mentally with chronic pelvic pain from myofascial pelvic pain, endometriosis, and painful bladder syndrome, as well as depression and anxiety, and the incredible support I've received from those friends. Today, I'm publicly acknowledging how these art pieces are also strongly inspired by the private support I've had from some friends who are LGBTQIA+, who helped me learn more about who I am as a bisexual person. If you're one of those people that I reached out to during my self-examination, thank you so much. You've helped me more than you will ever know. While I'm talking today, you'll see the process to complete the rainbow portion of the art piece. I knew back in November that I was bisexual, but I was still getting comfortable with my own identity. I spent some time at the end of that year and the beginning of this year processing it all. The reason I'm telling you right now, in this way, is to help eliminate bi erasure and biphobia. Is this a topic you care about? Comment below to tell me about your perspective, and like the video. It helps me tremendously to hear back from you. For those unaware, bi erasure is a nuanced issue where people within the LGBTQIA+ community and without believe people can only be gay or straight, or they delegitimize a bisexual person's orientation based on who they are currently with. That kind of thinking leads to people addressing a bisexual person with thoughts like, oh, you're going through a phase and you'll eventually choose heterosexuality or homosexuality, or you're in a relationship with an opposite sex person, so you can't be bisexual. Bisexual men in particular face lots of bi erasure. Bisexual women typically are more validated in their sexual orientation than bisexual men. All of these prejudices are tied to many sociological factors, such as how people are raised, media bias, how they are treated even within the LGBTQIA+ community, and more. It's a big interconnected web. Check the description below for two articles, one editorial about bisexuality and one academic study about bisexual men. I'll number code references visually in the video here for you to find when they're referenced. Check out the motivation section on the Bi Erasure Wikipedia page for more information about why these prejudices exist as well. I've linked it below in the description. The great thing about this social media connected era we're in now is there's always opportunities like this one to really think about why these prejudices are there and how we can deconstruct them to form better understanding and acceptance of other people's identities. Are there other aspects of bi erasure you've faced or seen that you want to discuss? Tell me about it in the comments below. Research into human sexuality has shown that there is a scale on the sexuality spectrum, and many people in the world have attraction to more than one gender. In fact, from a Gallup study, 3.1% of Americans identify as bisexual as of 2020. I thought that I wasn't bisexual because I'm not evenly attracted to all genders. I internalized that aspect of bi-erasure and carried it with me until now, coming out as a 34-year-old bisexual cisgendered woman. I've personally always been attracted to both, but I've been attracted to more men than women in my life so far. I'm also attracted to some non-binary people too. There are also people who identify as straight who have some attraction to same-sex people. That is valid too. People deserve to feel comfortable and safe in their identities. If that person is identifying as straight because of stigma and internalized biphobia or bi-erasure like I was, though, that is a problem. And no fault lies with that straight person. Bi-erasure and biphobia are at fault there. Regardless, people should be accepted for however they identify. Do you agree or disagree with my opinion so far? I'd love to hear from you below. If you're finding this video engaging as well, don't forget to like the video. Pansexual people are similarly attracted to all genders, but identifying as pan or bi is super personal. Labels can be helpful, but strict guidelines for who is what can be harmful, especially when people put pressure on another person to identify in one way or another. That can be super harmful and cut people off from the communities that they identify with. Biphobia can contribute to bi-erasure too. Biphobia comes into play in many ways, one being people perceiving bisexual people as hypersexual. My response to that is consider straight couples. There are straight people who enjoy physical intimacy rarely or often and only with one person, or some who enjoy intimate contact rarely or often with multiple partners, and people can land everywhere in between in straight land and feel validated in their sexuality. The same should be for everyone across the whole spectrum of sexual identities without judgment or scrutiny. Other examples of biphobia include someone who is gay or lesbian not wanting to be in a relationship with a bisexual person because they think that person will inevitably leave them for an opposite-sex partner, or an opposite-sex partner thinking it means their bisexual partner will cheat on them or leave them for a same-sex partner. On the flip side, some men, when their female partner comes out to them as bisexual, will automatically assume that means they can include another woman in their relationship or for a one-time occurrence. Personally, I see this as sheer objectification of someone's partner when it's their first reaction to their partner coming out as bisexual. While objectification has its role in sexuality, it can also be damaging, as in this example here. Again, let's consider straight couples. Many are monogamous, but some have open relationships and some are polyamorous. The same is true for bisexual people. As a side note, open, non-monogamous, and polyamorous straight couples also face public scrutiny and prejudice, but this point is to reinforce that relationship models are not dictated by someone's sexuality. Relationship models can be influenced by someone's sexuality, but preferences are entirely individual. Assumptions should never be made. Conversation is key. I don't think people talk with their sexual partners enough about their relationship model preference. People assume too much, and that almost always ends in hurt and sometimes breaking up. If there's an active conversation around what each partner wants in the relationship, not just at the beginning, but throughout the relationship, that builds tremendous trust and a stable, strong foundation. There are lots of reasons people don't discuss things related to sexuality. Obviously, physical intimacy is a complex and highly stigmatized issue, which I am very hopeful will become more of a conversation piece as humanity evolves. That's part of why I'm making this video today. I want to be a part, even if it's a small one, in acceptance and appreciation for diversity and humanity within the realms of sexuality and beyond. Are you enjoying the video so far? Comment below and like the video so I know. Help this video break through that algorithm. Stereotypes like those that form bi-erasure and biphobia harm bisexual people significantly. discouraging them from coming out to their sexual partners, their families, and society overall. These stigmas can also be internalized and cause a world of internal hurt. They can create a deep inner turmoil that can lead to mental illness for repressing, feeling invalidated, or feeling forced to hide an important aspect of themselves. Check the 2 links below for references. My relationship model, for example, is monogamous. I'm approaching my 10th year anniversary with my common law husband, who is a cisgendered man. I am bisexual, but an open or polyamorous relationship model does not work for me. I can look at a person and be attracted to them, but I have no desire whatsoever to pursue a physical relationship with anyone besides my husband. This fact does not disqualify me from my sexual orientation. This just means that I have the capacity to form a deep emotional and physical relationship with a same-sex partner. On another related note, sexual fluidity is starting to gain validation through scientific research. This challenges the former perception of everyone's sexuality being fixed from the time they're born until the time they die. For many people, being born with a sexual orientation is true. For some, their attraction to different genders can change throughout their lives. This does not mean their previous sexual orientation wasn't true, unless that person conveys that they were closeted the whole time, of course. I also want to acknowledge that some sexual fluidity has happened within me, especially once I came to accept that part of myself. I've felt more stable and comfortable with my same-sex attraction now that I'm no longer repressing it. I've included 2 valuable links about sexual fluidity below. Here are some statistics about bisexuality and the LGBTQIA+ community. As of 2020, 5.6% of Americans identify as LGBTQIA+, and within that percentage, 54.6% identify as bisexual. When you look within the age demographics, numbers of LGBTQIA+ identified people have been doubling every generation. From traditional lists, born before 1946, at 1.3% identifying as LGBTQIA+, all the way up to our current Gen Zers, born around 1997 to 2002, at an awesome 15.9%. These factors are likely a combination of increasing public acceptance of LGBTQIA+ people, more inclusive questions regarding people's sexual orientation through census and other survey means, and the combination of the two, people feeling safe to respond honestly to surveys about their sexual orientation because of more public acceptance. This survey is also linked below. The reason I'm touching on all these topics today is because I want to help challenge people's stigmas and encourage everyone to approach others with an open heart and mind so they can accept and legitimize people's sense of self and who they are attracted to. It's so incredibly freeing to let go of stigma and prejudice in many facets of our lives. Love is love, and it is valid between any person of any gender. Instead of erasing or judging someone's sexuality, isn't it so much easier and joyful to embrace everyone for who they are and who they love? Did I help you think about something differently today? What are your opinions about diversity and sexuality? I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Push that thumbs up button if you enjoyed this discussion and my makeup art creation today. I appreciate you very much. Have an incredible day, my dear, amazing, wonderful friend.
It's delicious.